Today I'm making something really fun. It's spiced shrimp with ginger rice and peas. And the peas are cooked on top of the ginger rice. It's really easy and it's a nice way to sort of fancy up plain white rice or basmati rice. To start off with, I'm slicing up 2 scallions. The greens I'm gonna save for later, so those can just get set aside. And the whites I'm gonna use to flavor my rice. Basically what I'm doing is making a pilaf here, but instead of using classic French flavors, I'm using Asian. You want to peel a piece of ginger. You need 1 tablespoon of minced ginger, so you'll probably need about 1.5 inches. They vary so greatly in size. It's a little bit hard to say like a 2-inch piece of ginger because sometimes they're nice and fat like this, and sometimes they're really skinny. Buy a nice big piece and keep it on hand because ginger is so great for flavoring so many different dishes. Use the side of your spoon to peel off the skin. It's probably good. Slice crosswise. If you don't like any of the fibers of the ginger in your final dish, you could, if you wanted to, grate this on a fine grater, but I don't mind little pieces of ginger. I actually like it. This looks like a little bit more than a tablespoon, so I probably won't use it all, even though I am a bit of a ginger addict. Okay, you can start your rice. Over here in a pot, heat 2 teaspoons of oil. I'm trying to be a little bit careful with the calories, so a total of 2 teaspoons should be fine for cooking the aromatics here. Add your scallion whites and your tablespoon of ginger. Let them get just slightly aromatic, which happens very quickly because ginger just starts off aromatic, doesn't it? Ginger has a high waftability factor. Love. Add a cup of rice. This is basmati rice. White rice works as well. Give it a stir. A little bit of salt and pepper. Not too much. If you don't care if this is vegetarian, and you probably don't if you're making shrimp, you could use chicken stock to cook your rice, but I'm just using water, 1.5 cups. To cook rice, you bring it to a boil, and then reduce it to a simmer, cover it, and cook it for 16 minutes. When the rice is cooked, turn it off and let it sit for 5 minutes. Then add a cup of frozen peas. The steam from the rice will heat the peas through, and then you can stir everything together right before you serve it. While you're waiting, you can cook your shrimp. I have a pound of shrimp here, and I'm seasoning it with a 1/2 teaspoon each ground coriander and ground cumin. Give it a stir and season it with some salt and pepper. And then it gets sauteed. Heat another 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil. Takes very little time to saute shrimp. They're a fantastic weeknight meal for that reason. Then you can add your shrimp. If your pan is big enough, you can certainly do it in one batch. A pound of large shrimp should fit into a 12-inch skillet without any problem. I've left the tail on these guys, but you don't need to do that. A lot of people don't really want the tail, don't want to eat around it. You can remove it. I like the way that it looks, and you can pick them up by the tail and eat them, but that's just me. Shrimp will curl up a little bit more, become pink and opaque when they're done. Speedy, speedy dinner. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think shrimp are the most popular seafood in America, which is crazy. Eat more sardines, guys. They're so good for you. The shrimp are done. I'm turning them off. I don't want them to overcook. Shrimp can be very tough when they're overcooked. This is ready to be fluffed. You can see that the peas, they're bright green, but they're not wrinkly, and fluff everything. If you cooked your rice properly, it'll be nice and fluffy, and it's extremely fragrant. That's it, you guys. Super fast, right? That probably took like 25 minutes start to finish for dinner. Serve up some shrimp on top. I think it's a restaurant-worthy dish. What do you think? Little squeeze of lime seals the deal.